Thurston just opened up about having physical chemistry with her Bachelorette contestants. Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. Katie just revealed some major details about her season, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future updates. As always, I am your host, Fiona Zaring, joined by the wonderful Mariah Davis. Mariah, there is so much to unpack here, but I just have to say the wait is almost over. How excited are you? Because I am literally like on the edge of my seat at this point.
I am so excited. We don't have much longer. I'm so ready to have wine in one hand and popcorn in the other and just watch it all unfold. And every time we talk about anything Bachelorette related, I get that much more excited. So if time could just speed up so we can just get the show rolling, that'd be great for me.
Me too, for sure. In the meantime, Katie gave us a few new details to hold us over, so let's get into it. She just revealed what it's been like so far to watch herself on national TV. Of course, we've got a handful of promos out. People are starting to see, what her season's going to be like. And she's had to watch them too. She said, quote, "Seeing the promos, I am making out with a lot of guys. You never really see yourself kissing anyone. So it's like, oh boy." Here's the thing. The minute I read that quote, I was like, oh my God, yeah, like that must be so bizarre to watch for the very first time. And it kind of just got me thinking, like, her entire life is about to change because we feel like we know her a little bit. But America is about to get to know her in a way that is so personal, so overwhelming. I mean, we're counting down to literally her becoming a celebrity like she's never been before. And I'm sure that's pretty nerve-wracking for her.
I can't imagine the type of pressure that is on someone in that position, especially Katie, because so much is different about her season. She has two co hosts rather than just Chris Harrison. She's also the first show airing after major controversy, especially a season that people were not happy with. I mean,
Mhm.
it is not like I don't think it's a hot take to say that people were not a fan of Matt James's season. I think we've heard that across the board. So I can't imagine the type of pressure it is for anybody in that position, let alone after all of these changes that have been made. It's definitely going to look and feel a lot different for her. Also, I get so weird when I even watch these videos back. I'm like, is that what I sound like? Is that how I speak? So I feel like for Katie, it's going to be like, wow, my personal life is all on display. She's definitely going to learn some things about herself. I'm sure you learn them throughout the process, but then afterwards, watching it all back, it's so interesting. So yeah, her life is seriously about to change. I mean, it already has, but once it starts
Right.
to air, it's going to take off into a whole new direction.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's definitely used to having like people commenting on her personal life, social media, all that jazz, but it's just going to be taken to the next level, which is crazy. But the good news is it looks like she was very excited about the contestants they cast for her. So hopefully all of this crazy fame and pressure is going to be worth it because maybe she really does find the one. She said, quote, "Every single guy was so handsome. I don't have a type. So every man that came in, I was like, yes, yes, and yes. They're all such great guys. And that's what made it exciting and hard at the same time." So this is what was really interesting to me because if she doesn't have a type, I mean, we've seen a little bit about who her contestants are going to be, but there could be a wide array of personalities, very different men that we could see her connecting with, which I do think will make her journey and people following along at home that much harder to kind of figure out the one because you're not going to be comparing apples to apples, right? We could be looking at her with a super strong connection with someone who's really, really creative and a super strong connection with some like business hotshot. How do you choose between the two? It's going to be a really interesting journey.
For sure. I mean, there's no doubt there's so much challenge that comes with being in that role in that position because you have all of these incredible men or all of these incredible women that you have to choose from. And if you have a solid connection with more than one, I literally never in my life have had more than like one solid connection with someone at a time. So I can't imagine what that's like. That's absolutely crazy. especially since Katie said she doesn't really have a type. So that's just going to make it even more difficult because, like you said, she could have a really solid connection and feelings for someone who is one way and someone who is a totally different way. So it's going to be interesting to see like who she really connects with and how all of that plays out. Because I also think there could be some drama just because of that alone. You know, if she happens to
Right.
really like two guys or multiple guys who are super different and clash, like what is that going to look like? I don't know. We may have some drama, some tea to spill on shared news once her season premieres.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's such a great point. Like, if she's going to be into guys with vastly different personalities, that might make it harder for them to keep their heads down and understand the process and not feel competitive with one another. So, you're definitely right. We could totally see some drama brewing there. Katie talked about in this interview that physical chemistry was a very crucial part of getting to know the contestants for her. We've said this so many times. It's no secret. Katie is very sex positive, and I think that there's going to be a little bit of a difference in tone. This is just kind of my gut feeling on physical chemistry this season because she is so comfortable and open with it. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But this is the quote. She sort of explained why physical chemistry was important to her. She said, quote, "Time is short. You can't be okay with me possibly getting engaged in 2 months, but not kissing on the first date. I've got to use my time wisely." And I thought that this was a really interesting point because obviously, when things physically move fast on the show, people watching at home, perceive it, take it in different ways, whatever. But she does have a really good point. If physical chemistry is like a really important part of what you look for in relationships, if you're supposed to get engaged to someone in 2 months, then you can't play it coy on that first date because if the kiss doesn't work for you, then it's over. You don't have weeks to figure that out. So I'm just interested from the promos we've seen from this quote, she might be busy, for lack of a better way of putting it. I mean, what do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, she has no time to waste. This is such a quick process. And she also doesn't have time to worry about if more traditional people, I guess people with more traditional views are going to judge her or dislike the fact that she's kissing men on the first date. Like, this is her journey. Let her do it the way she wants to do it. Like I said, there's no time to waste. This is a process that moves very quickly in general. So of course you're going to have to just like flow with that process. And if you're comfortable and you're feeling it, then do it. So I love that she's making that like no, time is short and you can't be okay with this process like in the end result of me being engaged and not be okay with me kissing somebody on the first date. So but I mean, we expected this from Katie. We know that she is like a zero tolerance for BS and she always calls it how she sees it. So she's already like setting the record straight here.
Yeah, and I love that she's staying true to herself for sure because you're so right. I mean, this is her journey. She's supposed to be the one getting engaged at the end of this. She has to feel comfortable with that commitment along the way. So if you're not along for that ride, then that's fine, but it's still her journey. And I love that she's going to be true to herself. In typical Katie fashion, she also didn't shy away from those inevitable fantasy suite questions, which I feel like people usually tackle head on a little closer to that episode airing. Like they play it really cheeky in the beginning. And from the get-go, she is setting expectations and being totally upfront. She said, quote, "We're all adults. I have sex. It's an important part of the relationship in terms of the connection, but it's also our time to talk about important topics or any lingering conversations." I feel like this is honestly really refreshing to just be so blunt, so to the point. I'm really excited. It's just making me honestly more and more excited for her season because she has such a specific energy that she seems to be bringing to it. I think it's going to be really refreshing. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. An energy she's bringing to it and an honesty she's bringing to it, like full transparency. Nobody can be surprised that the woman who showed up, her first encounter with Matt James was with a vibrator. I mean, this is one of the reasons we all know and love Katie is because she is very sex positive and she's just honest. I mean, again, this is a process that moves so quickly. And I don't disagree with her that it's an important part of the relationship. And if that is what is important for her to uncover and a step that she wants to take with someone she's really feeling it with, then, to each their own, that is her choice. This is her journey, and we are all along for the ride.
Yes, absolutely. Could not have put it better. She gave us one final tease, you guys, just sort of overall what we can expect from her season. She explained ultimately a lot happened that I couldn't have ever predicted. It got intense and crazy, but I will say everything happens for a reason, and I definitely embraced that. So, very broad tease there, but it's interesting to hear it got intense, crazy. The phrase everything happens for a reason. Typically, I feel like people say that after something goes wrong and it leads them to something that's right. So I feel like it's going to be a roller coaster, but I'm just excited at this point. What are your thoughts?
I'm excited too, but I'm going to be honest because this is shared news and it's a safe space. I am worried for Katie. Like, I really am so worried because I so badly wanted a love story to come out of the next season following what was a really tragic season, to be honest. And I have this awful feeling that she doesn't end up engaged at the end of this, which is such a bummer. And then, yeah, I mean, this quote is really kind of vague. Everything happens for a reason. And I definitely embrace that. And that's fine. I'm hoping she at least comes out of this process with a solid relationship. Maybe things didn't work out, but as we've seen time and time again in the Bachelor franchise, we see couples get back together, couples who really didn't have an opportunity to explore each other's relationship, get that opportunity, and then they end up dating. So I'm worried about her. I hope that she ends up engaged. I hope she at least comes away with this with a solid relationship.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. It's something about as we inch closer and closer, the nerves start to kick in, right? Because we're all so
Mhm.
invested in her journey. We want the best for her. I do. I had that same sneaking feeling like, oh my God, maybe she won't get engaged. But I kind of am with you. Like, I would be so thrilled just knowing Katie's personality. If she doesn't feel ready to accept an engagement ring on national TV and commit to someone like that, but she really feels a connection. I could see her maybe pulling a Matt James and being like, I don't think I'm ready to, be engaged, get married, but I am ready to see like where life takes us. I know this may be a hot take, but I actually don't mind at all when they don't propose. Like Matt James's season was a hot mess for so many reasons, but when he opted to not get down on a knee, but ask, Rachel to sort of see where life took them, it honestly felt so much more real to me because it was just honest and it seemed really relatable. So, again, I know that's kind of a hot take, but if Katie has a similar ending where at least she's happy, she's going to go pursue life with someone, that would make me thrilled. You guys, we could go on and on about Katie all day. We know you're excited for her season. We want to know your thoughts on everything she had to say here about her chemistry with the guys and where this all may be going. And if you think she's going to end up engaged, let us know down in the comments. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do. Make sure you ring that bell so we can keep you updated on all things Bachelor Nation. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, joined by the wonderful Mariah Davis. If you want to come say hi, check out our socials. They're on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.